but we know what the system will be able to reduce some of the things and then become, be at a better position to understand what we have. Right now, who all know? I'm laughing, but I share with you all, there's 10 people in Public Works budgeted. It's 5 right now. And so, as when I got here, there was 6. And one of this gentleman who just left, he had been here a year or less, right? You have no one in Public Works right now that's been here more than 3.5 years. Well, excuse me. That wanted to lead the organization. Let me say that. Because remember, your director left, your foreman left, and so it just went on autopilot. Our concerns, complaints didn't go down. Potholes still here, roads, we got great machinery. But again, I'm looking at the records. Where did we put money into training to actually say, hey, we got certified people to do the roads? Not we brought some up, not on the job training, OJT. We actually sent people to get certified in the machinery we got to be able to have a road expert. Did we have that? We got all the machinery. Did we have a road expert? Listen.
There's a yes and no to that. As a matter of fact, I mean, the guy who was with the zipper, he did come out and train everybody to utilize the machinery at first. And he not only trained them how to utilize the zipper machine, but also the rollers and the what do you call it? But we were having an issue with compaction at that moment because we hadn't exactly made a complete determination how it was, because we did it over there at what's it called, Richard Park. Yeah. However, that's like a yes or no question, because we did actually make contact with the people from Seguin, who were more than happy to help us learn how to utilize the machine in a way to get our roads fixed. And he came and then actually discussed it with us. As a matter of fact, we were talking to him about doing the senior center parking lot, and he was going to come and help us. But the issue that came up with that was he had a road construction project booked for like a certain weekend, and he was going to push it out like 2 months out, and senior center couldn't wait that long. So I mean, it's not that it came from nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still call the zipper guy, and I guarantee he'll come out and train the new people too. I mean, that was part of the whole thing when we purchased that machine. So I mean, that's why I say we do have the contacts to utilize, and I guarantee if we go talk to the foreman for Seguin, I mean the mayor, I'm sure that they would be more than happy to help us and teach us, or at least we could go over there for some training. So I mean, there is a yes to that as well.
No, I agree. I think I agree. When those decisions made, though, the top two, your top lead. So leadership was talking to leadership, right?
Yes.
Leadership is not. It's gone.
That's right.
Right? And so.
Hold on. What do you mean by leadership?
The public works director and the public works foreman who was in the conversation, who was trying to make it move, are no longer here, so that doesn't snowball. What I am saying is, in those types of things, we have the equipment. But what you do is you get someone who not just gets they get the training of the understanding about the compaction. So if I'm an expert, I'm going, if I need my tooth pulled, there are different types of doctors. I'm going to go to a doctor for teeth, not a foot doctor. And so I can learn OJT, but we didn't strategically say if we're going to invest hundreds of $1,000s, because that's what it costs for that equipment. I'm saying we didn't send someone specifically to get the training or hire someone who had the training, had worked for TxDOT, or who had done this before, making an informed decision. So I'm not bad-mouthing any of the decisions we made. I'm just
actually, I believe the public works director that we did hire at that time was what was his name? The old public works director.
Frank.
Yeah, Frank. And Frank did have some experience in roads, did he not? I thought that's why, one of the reasons why we hired him to begin with. And so, I mean, everything you're saying is absolute. Like, understand that we were making those motions to do that type of stuff. A lot of the other issues that we were coming up with the water and all the other stuff that was coming in was preventing or slowing down the roads. But because we did have Frank and he did have good experience, we were maneuvering. We did Janky. We started, doing K's-in. As long as the money was coming in for them to do these roads, they were more than happy to start handling. But I mean, it wasn't just a matter of like, no, we didn't have anybody. As a matter of fact, everything you're stating is everything what we're trying to do. It's not our fault that Frank decided that he had to go. Because I mean, again, Frank's decision to do that, I think it was the council.
Well, there was, Councilmember Molina and then Mayor.
Yeah, I think you're hitting the nail right on the head is that we need to get those people that are trained to do that actually have the experience. A day or two training is not going to do it. You need to have somebody that's done the actual work for a while, because it's not just running equipment, it's setting grades, it's knowing when you need a blade in there to get it correctly, when you need the roller in there to compact it and everything. But I think we'll get there once you get the staff that you need to. You're to have staff, and we have a water main break. What's going to go first? Where are you going to take them first? To that pothole or to the water main?
We had two. We just had one 2 days ago. They had 20 homes, no water, even the process of notification, right? So going through tell me what you all did before. Let's add something to this process. Okay, we need to notify. So tomorrow we'll talk about that. You notify dispatch. Then you should notify the utility clerk. Why? Because people are going to call and say, hey, my water's out. What's going on? So now we have a unified communication. Once I know that, what did I do? I sent an email to all of you. Why? Because y'all will get phone calls about a water main break. I sent you the information now. We don't know when, we don't know how, but at least it's like, hey, your water's breaking, we're going to get you the information. When we found out that it was more severe than a small fix, we, Chief Hilburn, we had a leadership meeting. They had pallets of water at the fire station. They dropped it off to the houses, right? So we are trying to represent this community, represent you all as leaders as best as we can for all citizens, right? And so again, that's what currently happened. So when someone complains about a pothole, that was a priority. And that again, I don't know if y'all know how many people have to work on when you certify a line or you're doing certain work. There's supposed to be 3 people. Remember, I told you that we have 5. Only 1 of them are certified. That means 50% of what he does daily is checking the wells to make sure we don't get fined by TCEQ, have a discharge or something of that nature. So there's more. It's more to this than and the more you are educated, the more training, the more you roll up your sleeves and get an understanding, the easier it is to communicate to the citizens what's going on. But every intention is to make sure that they have water, that they have everything they need. Mayor, you had a question?
I just had a comment that so I think the point that's being made is that we have on paper 10 people, but there's only actually 5 bodies. So that's so no matter what, it doesn't matter about the past. Right now we have 5 bodies. That's it. So, and we also have only 1 with the water license. That's important to know. We only have 1 with the water license. So when we would like to do additional streets and things of that nature, but if they don't have the skill set or the training to do that, and then if something else pops up, they just can't do it. And we don't want them to do something and they have to go back and correct it, right? So I think that's the main thing. You just have to realize. And also too, remember, when you say you have 5 in public works, it doesn't mean everybody, their scope is a certain, streets. We might have somebody who just really cuts grass. We have somebody who, streets, water, cut grass. That's not the same type of jobs, right? That's not the same duties. So we just have to keep in mind that public works is made up of so many different parts, not just one part.
Yeah, parks, They're filling potholes, they're doing streets, they're doing roads, they're doing, you know, what we're trying to do, and this is what I also said, that's right, coming in, of like, how do we not reduce the level of service to the citizens of Kirby? Well, because we don't have that 5 people, we now have extra money. Let's see what we can do to reduce, to get some of the work, to take some of that money to contract out temporarily some of the services that you would be doing, right? That's just thinking, but again, how we get to this, the question that led to, okay, how much, I'm putting too much, y'all need to know this, so I'm gonna say it. How much area in the city of Kirby is public area that Public Works cuts? So they need to know the area, not just in their mind, there needs to be a map. So if we were to say, hey, I need y'all to focus on doing roads this month. I'm gonna take all the responsibility of cutting grass for this month, and we're gonna pay a contractor $10,000 or whatever the amount, a dollar, to cut the roads. Who's gonna even tell them what roads, what bushes, and what to cut? Right? And so what I'm saying is, I am trying to start from scratch, building a foundation where everybody knows what is going on, and we can easily say, if we don't have enough people, we can emergency contract out for a month to get this done while we do the roads, since we have the machinery and we have the stuff. But roads, it's just pick, we just gotta pick a priority.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.
Does VIA pay us to cut their bus stop?
No, because it's not their bus
Now,
stop.
why don't we cut it?
It's not their bus stop. VIA operates in a right-of-way. Most of the right-of-ways are on city right-of-way or county right-of-way. They're saying that, we'll talk about this tomorrow, but they're saying they're doing you a favor by putting that bus stop there for your citizens to have cover.
We need to talk about that, that's for sure.
So I just want us to understand, but that's a good question. But again, the other question I have is, it's in our community, we don't want it to be cut or clean.
Yes, we do.